Hey, everybody. It is Thursday, September 25th, 2025. I'm here with two studs and a dud. I'm Shemp, the fourth guy.
The fourth. What are we talking about today? Oh, we're going to be back into the gender studies course at Syracuse University. We got some more information.
So we're all kind of taking this course at this point.
Well, kind of. We might as well be. We're going to be masters.
We're basically auditing.
Kind of, right?
Yeah.
We did ask some questions regarding our last segment because there was some debate as to whether or not the instructor actually expected the kids to believe what we were reading. Mm-hmm. I mean, there were a couple people that were of the opinion that no, they didn't, and I was steadfastly, yes, they do.
To be fair, for clarity, that was me and Art that do believe that what was being said was like, oh, hey, this is what this is what people think, but not, what I'm trying to teach you. And Steve was of the mind that, no, this is what they're trying to teach you.
Yeah.
And I kind of fell with these two guys. I thought this was...
So it was kind of 3 against 1. Mm-hmm. And Steve, at this moment, based on what
are you going to say
our person.
Are you saying it out loud?
Say it out loud.
Say what?
Steve.
Go ahead.
Steve was right.
Was right. So these teachers actually believe this nonsense.
No.
This is what I'm talking about. It's ridiculous.
I'm going to give him...
Can we pause here?
He's like...
No.
We're like 95% sure that he was right.
This is terrible.
I'm going to give him 95%. But with the 5%...
I'm basking in
this
this
is
right
not
now.
good.
There is going to be some further clarification because I am going to reach out to the professor for clarity.
Yes.
Not because I care about whether Steve's right or not, because I just said it. I'm okay if
we
Steve's
already know
right.
he is.
But I want to hear it from this professor's taps. I can't say lips.
You can't say mouth because she's gonna hopefully if she even replies to you.
If.
Oh wait, I don't want to.
They.
I don't want to assume gender.
Yeah.
If they
Gender
reply
studies.
to you.
What's your problem?
Exactly. What was that
major
might be in the thing today. Who knows?
Faux pas.
If you were in there, you'd be getting an F right now.
Oh my God. Well, I'd be running that course right now if I were in that class. What, 3 days in?
You wouldn't be in the class anymore. You would not make it. There's no way you're in there 3 days.
But so this that session it was all about what was it?
U.S.
citizenship privileges.
Now today
We've got examples of cisgender privilege.
Cisgender privilege. What's the textbook definition of cisgender?
Straight white man.
Well, that's not
I'll
true.
look it up to know what it
That's
says.
straight white person. Because there's another section called cisgender male privilege.
Fair enough. Straight white person.
So I would like a textbook definition.
I also would be getting an F right now.
Clearly, and you're the closest one to the
educational spectrum.
Well, I don't know about that. I was going to say the age group that kind of grew up with this nonsense by a lot. I mean, Art's like 79 years old, so he's way out of it.
Well, here's the thing, right?
They only had one gender when Art was a kid.
There was no cis.
There was no.
I grew up in the generation that thought that like this would be what people thought. That's why I thought that, right? So that's why I'm guffawing at the idea that this is real.
You have no idea how much this bothers me.
Well, here's what I got for a definition.
Art's going to read the textbook definition. Cisgender.
It says adjective, denoting or relating to a person whose gender identity corresponds with the sex registered for them at birth, not transgender.
Oh, okay.
So all it means is that you agree with what was put on your birth certificate, basically.
Well, basically, when you
so
look
if you were
down,
born
you agree with
and
what
they
you
said
see.
you were a male and you still think you're male, that's your cisgender.
Okay.
I guess.
I didn't know that. That's good to get that.
That is
I
good,
didn't
'cause
know that
thought it
either,
was
so
straight
that's-
too. So
yeah.
that's good. We got that.
And that's part of this baloney when definitions become.
So it doesn't mean anything about your sexual preferences then. It's just that you identify with
The gender that you were born
was
with.
prescribed to you at birth.
I'm going to say something mean.
Uh-oh.
You identify with reality.
Okay.
Fair enough assessment.
That's
Everybody's
not really-
reality is different.
For you, that wasn't mean at all.
Real, I know it was pretty nice,
Yeah, that
actually.
was kind of, yeah.
Well, see, that's the biggest problem is I don't really care about the trans issue. I don't care what people do in their own lives, honestly.
What are we doing?
But then
The post office is here.
by that definition, though, that's why everybody's reality is different.
Hey,
That's true. It's true. I have no ill will towards anybody that feels that way. I don't care what you do in your house. My issues come into play when you start
Indoctrinating
expecting
children.
kids to start studying this nonsense in college, and then if we don't believe or agree with you 100%, we're the devil. You know what I mean? I don't care what you do. You do you. But I'm not going to conform to your beliefs. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it.
Well, it's hard to believe that a class like this is something that's required for any
That was
study.
also another thing we didn't mention yet. I asked if this was a required class, and it was a required class.
Now, hold on, though.
For general studies.
Okay. That was
There was
going to be my follow up.
Yeah, there's no specific. Maybe it might be different if you have a specific major that you're going for.
General studies is like supposed to be like you have no idea what you want to do yet, so they're going to throw a little bit of everything at you.
But to require a course like this upsets me a little bit. I'm sorry.
I think, and this is not to cast aspersions on anybody in general studies, but I worry for anybody in general studies because what happens is when you do choose your like content area, if you've taken too many general studies classes that don't apply to what you're going to do, then you have to do more work. You have to do more work.
That's true, but if you don't know what you want to do, it's good to get those credits.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't know, you don't know.
I have no issue with general studies at all, but to require a course like this when you're in that general studies, it bothers me. Instead of this, teach them investing, as I've said before. Okay. Teach them how to put your money in the stock market and to teach them what compound interest is and how great that's going to be in 30 years.
Sure. I mean,
we're going to do a whole segment on that.
And ideally, that if this is a required class, hopefully, like economics is one as well.
You would think it would be, but I bet it's not.
I bet it's not.
Yeah. Look, I agree with Art.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Wow. You're in a good mood today.
Things are going south. Well, all our packages are getting picked up, so that's a good thing.
What are our examples here?
So we're just going to run through. We probably don't want to go through. There's like 4 pages of these.
Well, did you want to start with last episode stuff? You said.
What do you mean?
Did you want to go back or is that it? We just wanted to talk about.
We talked about it at the
beginning. They just said that you were right.
Yeah. Well,
that's all
we really care about. We don't really care about anything else going on there.
How long has Steve wanted to be right?
Forever.
Oh, yeah.
Just making sure.
Going on decades now.
Yeah, well, it's true.
Decades.
See, I see number 1, and I would consider myself cisgender, but I have this fear too. A lot of times I'll walk in, like on the thruway, for example.
Well, let's read it. I can use public restrooms without fear of verbal abuse, physical intimidation, or arrest.
That happens to me every time on the thruway.
Now, these are cisgender privileges.
Well,
so this means that means if
you walk into the
you
bathroom,
agree with the gender on your birth certificate,
I agree.
You feel like you're.
I agree with that one. I walk into the bathroom and I don't feel like somebody's going to say something to me.
I am assuming that, but
that's what that's saying.
But by this, I think they mean verbal abuse,
physical
related to your sexual preferences or something, not something to do with
if I'm
gender, right?
Yeah. So, but if I'm cisgender, this is one of my privileges, and I do agree with it. Like, I don't walk into the bathroom thinking that I'm going to be accosted because I think I'm a man.
Have you ever walked into the bathrooms at the State Fair?
If you felt you were...
You would think differently.
But, like, if he identified as a woman and went in the women's bathroom, there would be problems.
Or if I identified as a man and walked in the women's bathroom.
I don't agree. We went through this last time. Privileges, I don't think it's kind of a triggering word for me in this.
For everybody, I think.
But I can understand what they're saying there.
Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, if I consider myself a woman and I look like this and I walked into the women's room, I think a lot of people would have a problem with that.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, but I don't. That's not a privilege. That's just it's messed up.
But this is.
I'm sorry.
This is not based on the hypothetical. If that's what we've agreed on now. So, like, when you look at that first one, how do you feel, Steve? Like, you feel like you could just walk into a bathroom and feel like whatever.
But I don't think. Like Art's saying, I don't think that's a privilege. I think that's how everybody should feel.
Yeah, right. But we're not arguing about the use of the word privilege. It's a weird word. That's fine. Just the letter of the sentence.
But why would anybody else feel physical intimidation for maybe go into the bathroom of the sex you were born with and nobody's going to have a problem? That's all I'm saying. If you look like you and you go into a women's bathroom, people are going to have a problem with that. And I would say a majority of the country is going to have a problem with that. If they want to correct this issue, then have a third bathroom, a gender-neutral bathroom.
And a lot of places do.
That's the only way to fix this. Art's raising his hand. Stand by.
Definition of privilege.
Okay.
Didn't we go over this last time?
Definition of privilege?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
You're going to have to run the tape after this.
A special right, advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular person or group.
Yeah, I read this last time because
you did? I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
You might have been in pain.
No, I am now. Not that.
Maybe that's why.
The only pain.
I wish that was my excuse. I just don't remember it. But yeah, I still disagree with these
on this
terms.
stuff. For example, if I say I'm cisgender and heterosexual, I don't know if this group of people exists or not, but I just feel like I'm
there's nothing like on your ID or anything.
Yeah. And I feel like using the other restroom.
Yeah.
Is that,
you mean legally? How does that work right now? How is that?
Do it now,
I think it's state to state, and it might be business to business. Because I know at one point there was a lot of controversy because Planet Fitness allowed you to go into the bathroom that you thought you were.
What?
Yes.
Yeah,
And there was a lot of people had a lot of problems with that, which I get. Because if I got a young daughter, like I have a daughter, so if she went into the bathroom when she was like 5 or 6 years old, and some grown man with a beard's walking in there, I got a major problem.
But
with
says I identify as a woman.
yeah, I got a major problem. I'm sorry, I got a problem with that. Nothing's going to change my mind.
Doesn't even have to be a child. I mean, if
Anybody, or your wife goes in there.
Yeah,
would you want some dude going in there with her?
Any woman that doesn't want any man, no matter how he identifies.
And what about the safety of the women?
All right.
Does anybody care about that anymore?
Yeah, they do. Let me ask it a different way, which has nothing to do with this class.
Okay.
What if, because this is a very American thing too, right? What if you were in like Eastern Europe?
Oh.
And hold on, and they have the same gym, like locker room and bathrooms, but they don't. They tell you it's unisex.
Right.
Then what?
If you know that going in, then that's on you.
Okay.
Like, I know going in that this is a unisex bathroom. Okay. This is what you're going to have to deal with.
And then you
mean
are
like
you still going to get upset though if your daughter's in there and then
if she makes that choice to go in there, well, I'm going to be in there with them too. You know what I mean? That's my whole point.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a safety issue for women on occasion. Yeah. I'm not saying that all trans people are bad or evil or anything like that. I'm just saying that
they're trying to stare at women.
Absolutely not.
Right.
But I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous that we have to even deal with this. This is a case where the government is getting involved in something that affects 0.4% of the population. Why does the other 99% have to deal with this? It's not fair. Unfortunately, this is a majority. I don't know. The whole thing is just nonsense that we even have to deal with it.
I think this is just
have a separate
privilege.
It could be my privilege. Just have a separate bathroom.
The funny thing about that statement though is that goes all the way back to 1776 when the minority wanted to beat the majority.
Oh, that's a.
Why do the colonists get to decide what we British want?
Okay.
And we're only on one.
This is one. One took 25 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna be.
All right, pick another one. Doesn't have to be in order.
Well, the second one's kind of the same thing, so we can use.
We kind of like moved into that one.
You're cutting them off. Can you keep a tiny bit there?
Oh. Strangers don't assume they can ask me what your Who the fuck does that? Nobody I know has ever done that. Nobody ever. Has anybody ever heard a situation when someone's done that? Even involving trans people. Has anybody ever pointed out a situation where someone asked to see their genitalia?
No.
Even Joanne's not asking. Even Joanne's not asking to see your genitalia. Wow, that's something you got to worry about.
Wow.
That's so stupid. Oh my God.
It seems like I don't know who designed this course or anything, but it seems like they're really reaching let's come up with every single possible tiny minute problem that you could have and we'll put it on this piece of paper.
And I just want to say again, I have no problem telling you you're right? But when you read these, can you see why we thought that this was these seem like nonsense?
Why you thought it was a fake course. Yeah, well, this is something how some people perceive this. I agree. But I know, because I know how liberals think. Unfortunately, I watch more liberal media than conservative media. So I know exactly what they think, and this is exactly how they think.
So my apologies if you covered this right at the beginning, but so what's the purpose of the course exactly? What's the student getting out of this?
I have no idea.
What's a test like?
It almost seems like
in this class
a full range and understanding of all gender issues.
For what though? To what end?
That's probably about what it would be.
As a general study.
So as someone
ask the lady when you talk to the professor when he asks what
students meant to be getting out of it.
They must have a destatement at the beginning, right? I mean, this is what we're trying to get out of this course.
Start of the syllabus.
Yeah.
The only thing I could see maybe is because you have a degree in gender studies, like Art was saying, you better get used to. Do you want fries with that? Maybe you're going to have to go through and put a label on a bathroom at some point in time. So you're going to need to know what you're talking about.
Sure. I wouldn't be able to do that.
What we know.
So let's go through a few more of these. Because
my validity as a man, woman, human is not based on how much surgery I've had or how well I passed the nonsense.
See, that's what I mean. See how minute that is? Maybe this happened one time to one person out of everybody in the United States.
Right.
And it's on this list.
I think a lot of this has to do with the left feeling like it's a badge of honor to have some type of discrimination placed against you. Like, oh, look at me, I've been discriminated because of this and this. Oh no, I've been discriminated because of all these other reasons. It's friggin' nonsense.
Now hold on. What if it's just because they've heard or interacted with the would you say the 4% of the population that this affects, and they just want to be able to say, hey, all right, well, you've been heard.
Right.
Because it doesn't always have to be a negative reason.
And kind of a related topic, but as far as your sexual preference, the only way somebody would know that is if you advertise it. Nobody's coming up and saying, hey, are you straight or gay? No one's saying that to anybody. It's stupid. And that's where a lot of this nonsense comes from.
No, sometimes it comes out the other end. Like you hit on somebody and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gay," or I'm lesbian.
I'm not going to lie about this. I'm going to keep it 100 like I do. Gay men love me for some reason. I don't know what it is. I've been stalked in the bathroom at Planet Fitness.
Whoa!
Easy,
But the problem is I'm flattered. I'm like, oh, stop it. Thank you.
Wait.
It doesn't bother me one bit.
He can have an encounter at Planet Fitness, but when I say I get accosted,
No, this
by the
was
guy
legit.
in the shower.
Yours was speculative. This one was a man followed me into the bathroom and was trying to watch me take a shower, and one of the employees found him and they kicked him out.
You can speculate on the reason, but I saw a hand pass through the curtain.
Here we
Right?
go.
Wait a minute. What if it was like Kramer on Seinfeld?
I love
Remember how he
Kramer.
was spending too much time in the shower?
Oh,
so he
yeah.
went to the gym just to take notes on how to take a quick
That
just
could
keep
have been
going.
note taking.
Maybe that's what
Yeah,
it was.
just keep
sad-
going.
Yeah.
What's sad
I like
is
what I see over
This is
here.
good stuff. This is good stuff. Yeah.
And see, this was because I was nice and I helped the guy try to lift at the gym.
Stop.
Ridiculous. But like I said, I'm flattered when they hit on me. It doesn't bother me one bit.
All right,
Not one.
we're
We're
glad now.
So any of our fans here that are watching that like Planet Fitness segments, just make sure to compliment Steve. He'll be okay with it.
Stop it. It's okay.
Flattery will get you everywhere. with Steve.
Well,
Yeah.
continuing on, since we have 75 items and we're on 5.
I like number 9.
Did you read 6, 7,
What
and
is-
8?
No, I just figure we're jumping around. You said there's 4
I'm not
people.
jumping around.
We're looking at them all, and we're going to talk about the hot ones.
I can.
Access gender.
I think 9's a hot one.
Go ahead.
I don't even know what 6 is. What's Michigan's woman's? They even
You
spell
didn't
women's
read any
right.
of it yet.
And not be excluded due to my trans
I
status.
think they just named 3 random things that people might go to.
Strangers call me by the name you provide and don't ask what my real name is, and then assume they have the right to call me by that name. Are they talking about like Caitlyn Jenner or that type of situation where
Could be.
I think it's called dead naming.
Yeah.
You know, and if someone wants to change their name and you call them by the name,
Like
And you
Alice Cooper.
whatever.
You could change
Yeah,
your name,
because
whether it's trans
right.
or just
Who
because you
cares?
want to change your name.
Now, I'm not going to agree with saying you're a gender that you're not, but if you change your name to a certain name, I'll call you whatever name you want to be called. That's fine. I don't care. That's fact based. That's not but the other one's not biology based. It's ridiculous. Where are we at? I can reasonably assume that
Well, 8 should be true.
I can reasonably assume that my ability to acquire a job, rent an apartment, or secure a loan will not be denied on the basis of my gender identity expression.
That I can
They
understand, though.
put that on most
But
forums.
It shouldn't be.
But I can understand if
they
you
say it's
walked
like race,
into
creed, gender,
rent an
whatever.
apartment, just you looking exactly like you do now with the dress on and makeup, they're not going to rent you that
Well,
apartment.
if you're not worth a $6 million, they might. You know.
if he's his money.
Well, if they knew you were an influencer, if they knew who you were, I mean, your name gets you in a lot of
A
doors.
lot. Oof.
But
Ridiculous amount.
but I can understand that one a little bit.
To a degree, but like you said, how many times and how many people does that actually happen
And
to?
that would apply to anybody. Like if you were like a goth person with all kinds of piercings and makeup on your face and stuff too, same thing.
Go
Didn't they have...
Has nothing to do with your gender identity, but it would
song
still, they're not going to want to rent to you.
right.
Depending on your business and who you're employing, though, that should be up to the employer, shouldn't it?
Sure.
If
I would
if you're running a daycare center, say a Scott
yeah.
person walks in, that might deter a parent from wanting to drop their child off.
Absolutely.
Like that. So I'm not sure what right they would have. Someone would have who. Are they saying they can dress like that or be whoever they are and shouldn't be subject to?
I mean, I could
Which
see...
one?
There's got to be certain fields
He's
where
still on 8.
Still on 8, yeah. Where if you're getting hired for a job, it does kind of like how you present yourself.
Yes,
does
absolutely.
matter.
Depending where you are.
And
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with your gender identity. It has to do with how you dress and project yourself as a person in society.
Well, a lot of businesses, they want you to look a certain way. Like they don't
I
want
agree.
somebody, they don't want a kid with long hair and cut off jeans and stuff either. They want you in a
hippie.
suit and
Some
tie.
dirty hippie, if
At
you will.
certain businesses, I do.
dirty hippie.
A dirty hippie.
What's 9? I have the ability to flirt, engage in courtship, or form a relationship and not fear that my biology or biological status may be the cause for rejection or attack, nor will it cause my partner to question their sexual orientation.
Well, I'm sure that is a problem for individuals in their own mind at all times.
It could
This
be.
would be an internal thing,
Well,
right?
I think that's
I feel
a
that
human
sometimes.
thing.
But wouldn't that be an internal thing? That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what
It's
I'm saying.
not just it's just not trans people. It's everybody feels that way.
No, I mean, especially if you're single and you're going out and you worry that like, oh, well, I'm a guy, you're not interested because you're not into guys. Oh, yeah, okay, well.
And 10 is just dangerous.
What's this one?
If I end up in the emergency room, I don't have to worry about the one gender that will keep me from receiving appropriate treatment. If you're going into an emergency room and your life's on the line, you better tell them how you were born. because it might affect how they treat you as far as the treatment that they give you. You know, if you say you're a woman, but you're born a man, and then you go in for something, it's going to, as far as medical is concerned with, you better be telling people how you were born.
What does the one gender thing mean? I mean, what are they saying?
Saying like
in this?
that, like that one gender would treat them differently, you know, like give like the type of care that they would receive.
Which, if you're in the medical field and you're doing that, you shouldn't be in the medical field.
I worry that one gender will keep me from receiving appropriate treatment. So are they saying
they're worried about like all men in the emergency room would treat me differently, or
that's
all
what
women?
They're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never treated anybody different because of this. I'm sorry. Never have. Because of any of this.
You've never worked in an emergency room.
But I worked in a prison, and we had a few of them there.
We had emergencies.
I didn't treat them any different than I treated the other inmates.
Well, you usually had all the same gender, didn't you?
Well, that's a whole different discussion.
No,
are you kidding?
There were a lot of trans.
One gender.
Oh my God, there were a lot of trans women in men's jails.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. And then some of the straight men, not so straight after all.
Sometimes you have to frisk them when they're going to another jail.
Yes, you got to frisk them differently, yeah. Because some of them have breasts.
It's a problem, yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't know that going in. They don't.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a surprise.
Yeah.
My identity is not considered a mental pathology in the DSM-IV by the psychological and medical establishments. Well, part of it is a mental pathology, isn't it?
Well, but they're saying this is the cisgender
normal,
privilege.
remember.
So they're saying the privilege of us is that we don't have to worry about this.
Because of how you identify yourself.
Because of their own, their identity.
Me thinking I'm a man.
I mean, that's
is
another
not a
internal
mental
thing
disorder.
within. I'm sure that all these people in this community, when you have these different, the blending of all of this sexuality, I'm sure there's a lot of mental distress that goes on within them,
there is.
within the individual.
Absolutely. I feel terrible for people that have to live like that.
And I think that's what they're saying here.
But is it a mental pathology? Would you think it originates in the brain?
Me thinking I'm a man, I don't think that originates.
So what do you?
I mean,
Well, yeah, I guess it does. Right?
Of course it does.
Your identity is in your brain.
Yeah.
but if that's the case, then why would you think differently for the ones that are born one way and then think they're something else? If it is in the brain.
Well, no, because their identity is in their brain. However they identify, that's within their brain, not their biology.
You said you didn't agree, though.
No, I think that it
agree.
is in their brain.
Yeah.
I think it's a mental situation. How you perceive yourself. And I'm not saying that as in a negative, because this is another problem.
Right. No, I'm not.
Yeah, I can say something like that, and people are going to be all pissed off I said it, but it's not meant maliciously. It's meant factually.
Not pissed off.
It's meant scientifically.
It seems contradictory to what you said earlier.
Which is what?
Earlier, you said that you wouldn't agree with them if they said that they were a woman but they had a man's body, right?
No.
But if it's
He said he's not going to lie to them.
I'm not going to lie to them and tell them that they're not something that their biology says they are.
right, but if their mind is telling them something different, then it doesn't matter what the biology
No,
says.
and then that goes back to a mental situation where it could be a possible mental disorder.
So how do you hold it against them then?
I don't hold anything against
It
them.
sounded like you did.
No, not at all. Like I said, I have no ill will towards trans people at all.
It didn't have to be ill. It
That's
could've
what
just
this
been
one
will.
item is saying, though, is that other people are considering it a mental pathology because you consider yourself a woman. They're saying,
Are you saying it's not, or it is?
well, they're saying as a cisgender person, you don't have to worry about that. So you have that. They're calling it a privilege.
Right. The
It's not a
privilege we're going to
privilege.
throw out the window because that is the stupidest word I've ever heard in,
Right.
in this type of class.
Yeah, but just remember, this whole list is the one that applies to all of us here.
If we throw out the word privilege from this paper,
Right.
a lot of this I can see. I'm sure that these
can see-
people have there are a lot of mental stress that comes with their
absolutely.
opinion of themselves
I
or
agree.
their identity.
And I feel terrible that
Yeah.
they have to go through
Yeah.
that because it's got to be horrible
so
for
I
them.
can agree with a lot of this without it being privilege.
I can agree with them thinking this, yes.
Yes.
But I'm not saying that we all think that people that aren't in this community think that because we don't.
Exactly.
I'm sure there are some that do.
But again,
Exactly.
this one doesn't apply to them, then it applies to us. This whole list.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. All right, where are we?
12.
12. I have the ability not worry about being placed in a sex-segregated detention center, holding facility, jail, or prison that is incongruent with my... This is another... We can speak on this personally.
You can.
But
So as a man, when they get locked up, they have the expectations that they're going to be locked up with other men.
Correct.
That's what that's saying.
But there's a lot of issues, especially in California, where a man
California.
says he's a woman, so they put him in a woman's jail, and that leads to a whole. There was one where one guy impregnated like 4 or 5 inmates.
Ooh.
Which, I mean, for the guy, I mean, if you're going to jail in California, wouldn't you say, I identify as a woman? Then you're going to go to a women's jail.
Kind of, but also, doesn't California still have conjugal
would
visits
think-
on the books?
So does New York.
You would think that, I mean,
They
this is
allow
not
it?
our topic, I know. If you want to be in like a man competing in women's sports, you have to be
boy.
taking women's hormone, estrogen for a certain number of years before you can qualify to do that.
I don't think it ever should be allowed.
No, I'm not saying it should be, but what I'm saying is, you would think if they're going to put you in a women's prison, you have to be on like women's hormones
Yeah,
at
theoretically,
least.
you start in the
so you
man
probably
prison
wouldn't be
and-
able to get an erection at that point.
I wouldn't think so. Or you should have to have all that removed if you want to be in a women's prison. That way there's no chance of anything
Well,
happening.
yeah, I know that's not what this is, but how many
That might come
people
up.
are walking around worried what prison they're getting sent to anyway? That's one of your daily stressors in your life.
If
is,
I get arrested today,
I hope I don't get sent to a male facility.
Well, then you probably don't commit the crime. If
Maybe
that's
that-
if that's
maybe
a
that'd
big
be-
worry
yeah.
for you.
Do you ever wonder?
that'd
You
be a
ever
good
wonder
deterrent.
if like the whatever what's the name of the government board that a corrections answers to? Is DOT or
DOJ?
DOJ?
That's not, the state doesn't answer to that.
No.
That's more federal.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the state version?
They really don't have a board.
What do you
It's
mean
just-
that they
it's
answer
just
to?
Department of
In
Corrections
what
and
way?
Community
DOC.
Service.
DOC.
Department of Corrections.
Yes,
Right.
that's what I was looking for.
Okay.
So DOC. Do you ever wonder if DOC and like Greyhound like talk and make deals? Like you ever because like
The bus company?
yeah, think about it. Like when somebody gets arrested. Like and they get put away for their sentence, they never put them in the facility that's near them.
They
always
do
put 'em-
try to keep them as close to home as they can. That is taken into account.
Yes.
Really, I thought it was the opposite because you
No.
get
No.
people from like the Bronx that get put up here.
Well, because they committed crimes and they have to put
Well,
them somewhere when
that's
that
what
jail's
I'm saying, but they got-
full.
they-
And well, a
They
lot
got
of
stuff
a lot of
closer.
times it comes down to the programming offered at the facilities
Yeah.
that they need for their specific crime.
But they do, if it's all things being equal, they try to keep them as close to home as they can.
Because they offer them free shuttle buses to come see them.
Do they? Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
another expense the state pays
So
for.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So that is good for Greyhound, but not for Department of Corrections.
No,
Sure.
or
Well,
us
that's-
because we're paying for it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I thought it was the other way, so like then maybe they were getting a kickback or something. But anyway, that's off topic.
This next one.
Which
Okay.
were we 13?
13. I have the ability to not be profiled on the street as a sex worker because of my gender expression.
Now,
yeah,
that doesn't make any sense at all.
I've never felt like walking down the street that I'm a sex worker because I'm a man. So
And if some guy was dressed up as a woman walking down the street, they're not going to think he's a sex worker unless he's got stuff hanging out all over the street.
Can you imagine if someone's actually looking for a prostitute and they have someone dressed up as a woman and they find out it's a guy afterwards?
but here's the thing, right?
That's not going to go well.
If they were doing that, it wouldn't apply to this list because this is just a hey, I'm a guy walking down the street, so because I'm a guy, I'm a sex worker. No,
That's so dumb.
but
I am not required to undergo an extensive psychological evaluation in order to receive basic medical care.
100% true.
Where do they do that? Where do they,
don't.
go in
They don't.
extensive?
They don't. It's not a thing.
Right,
I am
it's not a
not
thing.
required.
But the sad thing is,
For us.
they're saying that we don't have to.
We don't,
But
no.
when does a trans person ever have to do that? Have you ever heard of someone applying for a job and
You have
say,
to ask them. I mean,
before we
Not for
hire
a job,
you?
but I've heard of that for medical care because they want to
I've
make.
never heard of anybody
not for
doing that.
basic medical care, but for trans
go-
type medical care.
Well,
Yeah,
if you
that's
go
true.
Before
to-
they had any kind of operations, they would
Well,
have to go see psychological
Okay,
exam.
if that's the way you're explaining it, I get
I don't
that.
know. That's not basic.
But yeah,
saying you
I
go
would've
to the
considered that
doctor
basic.
with a sore throat, then
Right.
they're saying, all right,
They don't care what
What
sex
you are has nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
I mean, you're here to treat the
And I
thing.
would consider that basic
Okay.
medical care, not
So-
transgender
Right, right.
type surgeries.
On
or
that
anything.
point, where does this apply? Basic medical care. So if you go to urgent care, I've never heard of anybody being questioned about their gender
No,
status.
and this might be one of the ones that's like a nonsense one. Like it doesn't. It's,
one of
it's-
them.
As a
Well,
matter
no.
of fact,
Again, these are the ones that apply to us. So I mean, some of them make sense to me, but this one doesn't make sense.
but I know I've just been filling out like medical forms recently and stuff, and there was like spot for gender or that I don't want to tell you.
prefer
what
not to
my-
answer.
I, yeah, prefer something to that effect. So they'll let you not even answer if you don't want to.
Yeah, so that's
I don't
that's
see-
nonsense.
I wrote that on a form today, but not for gender.
We know.
Okay.
We know, Nabil.
What's this?
It asked me if I owned or rented, and there wasn't an option for both, and I was like, I prefer not to answer.
What's this? I can't
Was there
read
a
all of
spot for I
15.
prefer not to answer, or you wrote
Might
that
be on
in?
the next page. Hold on a second. Let me see if 15 is on this one too. Yes, it is. All right. I do not have to defend my right to be part of a queer and gays and to be part of queer. Oh, that's a comma. And gays and lesbians will not try to exclude me from their equal rights movement because my gender identity or any equality movement, including feminist rights.
So the translation is as a man.
Let me finish it.
Yeah, go ahead.
As a man, I don't feel like gays and lesbians will exclude me from their equal rights movements just because I'm a straight man.
Wouldn't straight people be kind of excluded?
I would feel more excluded because I'm straight.
Yeah, but you can still support.
No, and I'm not saying
I know.
I don't.
But you
they're
would be kind of outside of this community.
Sure.
Well, this had the way I'm reading this, and tell me if I'm wrong. This is just in that community.
Right.
I think they're saying gays and lesbians won't allow trans in their groups.
No. It says will not try to exclude me. So I can go support them, and they won't tell me that I can't be there.
But you got to remember, they're all referring to straight people here in this thing.
Yeah.
So you're saying they're not going to exclude us.
Yeah,
But a trans person they might try to exclude because they're trans.
Possibly.
That's how I'm understanding this. Am I wrong? I mean,
No, I
don't think so.
That's more
unless
like
we got more clarification. That sounds like what they're saying there.
possibly. If nothing else, it's an implication.
But they're saying like because the I is a straight person, right? Is well, not straight necessarily, I guess.
Intersect.
Is they identify with the gender they were born at. You could still be gay.
You could
That's
be.
true.
You know
That's
what
true.
I mean?
That's true.
So
now, can we get out? I'm going to go on just a quick LGB tangent. This is why I got kicked off the Westmoreland Facebook page.
You want me to start?
I asked one simple question. There was somebody wrote an article and it said, I just did something with the LGBTQIA plus community and all that. So I'm like, why can't we just go back to LGB plus? Why does it have to have every other letter? Just keep it short. You got the plus still in there. Just leave it plus.
yeah, at one point,
That's all I said. Kicked off the page. This is my point in their tolerance.
I don't think that
How many letters do you need to have? You just got to get to 13
I don't think being
letters.
kicked off was called for, but you could also just use that word and not worry about all the letters. You
What?
just say queer, the queer community.
That almost seems more offensive than saying LGB plus.
As long as you're not doing it derogatorily.
I think just their fuse is so short.
Right.
It really
Anybody
is.
commenting on anything.
Right.
That once you made get them out of here.
And the guy that runs the page is gay, so I'm assuming that he thought I was being offensive, which I was not at all. I was just an actual legitimate question.
Right. And unfortunately, the internet is the worst place to try to debate anything because you can never read context over the
that is
keyboard.
absolutely
That's true. That is true.
Now, what's the 16?
You could drop the beginning part of that because if you're
If
murdered,
I are
This
murdered,
isn't
you're
even
dead.
grammatically correct.
No.
If I are murdered or have any crime committed against me, my gender expression will not be used as a justification for my murder.
Even if they
gay
said-
panic.
Even if they said, if I am murdered,
No.
like, in what context would you ever talk about yourself having been murdered?
well, and again, now,
You're dead.
but now this is saying that if you're murdered, they might use your transgender or whatever as the reason for the murder. So this is what you're walking around
coddle the
worrying about, though?
perpetrators. I don't understand
This
it.
is, again, not a privilege. This is some stress in your mind.
And
I am worried that they're going to, if I get killed today, they're going to say it's because I'm trans.
You don't think this goes back to that mental disorder part of it?
That's what I'm
Where if
saying.
you're worrying about all this stuff, there's something wrong with you.
Well, there's not even, I'm not saying the wrong part, but I mean, they obviously are going through a very stressful days. Every day is just stress.
I don't understand it. I don't understand. Why would you want to live your life like that? And the sad thing is, a lot of people that do this have probably never had anything happen to them.
But let me ask, there's 4 of us sitting here. I mean, have any of us ever worried about the circumstances under which we're murdered and what they're going to call it?
No.
Right? Have you, Nabil?
Have I worried about what?
Not worried about being murdered. I mean, you're worried about, like, when I get murdered, what are they going to say the reason is?
And why? And are they going to coddle the perpetrator?
I don't
Right.
think, I don't think anybody of any, like, race, creed, whatever, can.
I can't
have that
see this
thought
coming up in. I know. This seems so minute. I could see maybe an individual had this thought at one time.
Well, probably one person
It's not
thought
even
this.
minute, it's unrealistic.
It is
yeah,
unrealistic.
that's what I'm saying.
All right, let's keep it going. I can easily find role models and mentors to emulate who share my identity.
That I can understand.
I would say in this day and age, it's way easier than it was in like the 90s.
Yeah, you have RuPaul.
Dean Winchester.
I used to watch RuPaul back in
Well,
the day.
that's what I'm saying. You got there's a lot of people out there.
Sure, absolutely. And with like,
And he is, or is he? Or is it? I don't know.
it's still a he.
But RuPaul is a pretty good role model overall,
Yeah,
I would
he's
say,
been pretty-
for people that want a role model in that.
he hasn't done
pursuit.
anything weird yet.
No.
Hollywood accurately depicts people of my gender in films and television. Does not solely make my identity the focus of a dramatic storyline or the punchline for a joke. Now,
that I
2025
totally disagree with too, right?
yes, but
They make them the focal point of a lot of movies.
and if we go
Wait. Who?
Hollywood,
No,
Hollywood,
no. Who do they make the focal point?
all these different sexual like preferences now.
Does
We're
that-
talking about just
Right, but
Cisgender.
no. But we're saying as a straight white male, say
So
that
it accurately depicts me, a straight white
Right.
male.
But I would say
don't have to
Hollywood
worry about
actually
that.
depicts everybody now,
let's
not
go-
just straight white men.
Can we go back to the
LGBT
show we just
community.
reviewed? Ironheart. They made those characters so over that one character who was the gay one that was it must have been trans, I don't remember, with the nails that was clapping with the
Yes.
nails. That I found offensive. I'm like, why would anybody want to be portrayed like that?
But
Did you
they
watch that,
were
Mark, or no?
portraying that. That's what I'm saying. There's
Yeah.
people with that sexual identity were portrayed.
And they were cheering it.
Yeah, but based on what you guys said earlier, some of these things are so minute. There's whatever one person or whatever. So there might be one person out there that like was like that. So they said, "Oh, let's depict that."
But
Doesn't necessarily mean all trans people want to be looked at that way.
I would hope, but you know what they.
Maybe somebody.
But
So why don't the trans community come out and say this is bullshit? We don't want to be
Maybe they
depicted
do.
like
They
that.
probably
Maybe they
do.
do.
I
Are we-
like I
we
said,
might
I
not
watch
be
a lot
looking-
of liberal stuff, and I've never seen anybody
But-
come out against that.
And
Ever.
I would just say that now they're not making them the punchline of these shows. They're
No.
Making them
you
the focus.
can't watch
They
a
have more
TV show
representation
without
than ever.
watching two guys kissing anymore.
Right. That's true. You used to never see that. Now you see it in every single.
Well,
It's every
it,
single show.
And that's
And
only
just a
one
commercial for
kind
some
of
kind
identity.
drug or
I'm
something.
sorry.
know what?
Yeah, you see a lot
No,
of
no.
that too. Just in basic commercials.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. They're all now. There's all kinds of different commercials with gay people and stuff on it.
You'd almost say
That's
a
fine.
straight couple is almost not in the norm anymore.
Right.
Seeing that in a show or a commercial.
So I disagree totally with that.
I do too. Now, 19, I get a little bit. I'm able to assume that everyone I encounter will understand my identity and not think I'm confused, misled, or hellbound.
Yeah.
When I
Whoa.
that I understand. That
Yeah.
I would say yes. I can understand somebody in this community feeling like that.
And I'm sure they do get a lot of people, like a very religious person would be saying,
well, honestly,
you're going to hell.
I don't understand it because I don't live it, so I
Right.
don't really understand what they're going through. I
Yeah.
get that completely. That should be number one, right there.
Cool in the Gang.
Absolutely.
Cool in the Gang is a good song, Misled. I don't know if you guys are aware of it.
I don't remember that.
Is it about this?
No.
Moving on.
Brick house.
I'm able to purchase clothes that match my gender identity without being focused, service mocked out. Clothes
Without being refused service.
mocked by staff or questioned on my genitals. Like I said,
Well-
that's so over the fucking top.
Well, maybe, I mean, like, if you were a kid working at, say, J.C. Penney,
Okay.
and some transgender person that looks like a male in a dress wants to try on a dress, would you have to ask them, well, are you, I mean, I don't
No,
know if
why
I
would
can
you?
let you in the women's locker, I mean, the changing room.
That's so unrealistic. JC Penney's not around anymore.
Okay, no, that's true, yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm just saying I could see that they there could be questions, but I don't think anybody's giving them a hard time about any clothes.
I would
they're
think
trying
I
to-
wouldn't think any business would want to refuse business. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I don't mean refuse
Right.
business either.
But
right?
if you had an employee asking stupid shit like that, if I'm the owner, he's gone. All right, bye bye. Have fun with your next job. Saying, do you want fries with that, sir?
Well, how does that work in changing rooms?
I don't. Are they unisex? I have no idea.
Oh,
They're
maybe
not. I
I
mean,
haven't been to a changing room
They-
since
they are
1997.
kind of- they're individual
Walmart
rooms,
still
though.
has them, and they're still not unisex.
Well-
they have separate sections.
The last time I was
That's
trying.
what I was thinking.
Mom had me trying husky pants on back in the day.
Huskies,
so
yeah.
huskies,
Tough skins.
tough skins.
Yeah.
Then a few years down the road, if they were still intact, I wore them.
Yeah. Well, giddy up. Obviously, got to save some money.
Yeah.
What's this next one?
It's tough being the.
I'm able to
younger
purchase
child.
shoes that fit my gender expression without having to order them in special
understand.
sizes
Shoes
or
fit,
asking
I
if
know.
she's-
I think that goes with 20. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
really
that's what again.
separate
The,
issue.
trying to make every tiny little thing. Then what is there should be another one. 21 should be I'm able to buy shoelaces for my shoes without it being a problem. I mean, are you going to list every item of clothing?
Right.
as a
I was
problem?
looking to buy a ring, and they don't have women's rings in size 12. This is bullshit. It's stupid. Like you said, if that's how you're thinking every day, how do you live a happy life? That's why you're not happy because you're thinking about this nonsense all the time. No stranger checking my identification or driver's license will ever insult or glare at me because of my name or sex does not match the sex they believe me to be based on
I've
my
had that
gender
happen
expression.
before. But I also have a weird name.
I would say your name matches exactly how you look.
No, but like it's not a name that's universally like, oh yeah, that's a man's name, or oh yeah, it's a woman's name. I mean, like people don't know when they're looking.
You're the first person I've ever heard of with that name.
Exactly.
Wow. I didn't question it when I met you, though.
Well,
I was like, oh.
I still have
I was like,
questions.
Pakistani, obviously.
Steve, I still have questions.
Well, not about his name.
see,
This is mostly about his impressions.
Oh, yeah. When he's trying to do Jamaican impressions, yeah. I got a problem with that, too. I can reasonably assume that I will not be denied service at a hospital, bank, or any other institution because the staff does not believe the gender marker on my ID card to match my gender identity.
nope,
That,
never had
A
that.
hospital?
okay.
Or no, never had that problem.
I would like, if anybody knows someone that's actually had any of this happen to them, I would love to have them on it because I want to be informed.
Somebody that was refused health care at a hospital because they didn't think you were giving them the right gender?
I don't understand that. That doesn't make any. What number was that? 22? 23? I think we got it. Oh, son. Oh, no.
What'd you
Lose
do?
track of your numbers.
What
Boy.
happened?
Boy.
get upset.
There we go. Hold on. Oh, I know. Yeah, we've been hearing about that.
Yeah, you know
upset
better.
about
You know better than anyone.
We only got one more page of this left.
Oh, please. Are we almost? This is
This
long.
is a long segment, I know. But there's a lot. We're covering a lot of material here.
But
Are you
there-
eating?
Yeah, it's been long. People need lunch now. We've been here all day.
Love it. All right, let's try to go through a little quicker because I'm assuming the ones at the bottom of the list aren't as important as the ones at the top of the list, right?
You want to just go through? We'll stop talking for a few minutes. You read through.
No, just keep talking about it. Well, because that'll be bored. It'll be just us, me reading and you guys sitting in weird
You
silence.
can take turns.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
I can't read.
Take turns.
I was trying out
I
my
can be
secret shame. I
confident the
can't read.
ordinary league day-to-day existence will be included in my gender. All men are created equal. Okay, male men. Because they use the word men.
Oh.
Mailman, chairman, freshman. Come on, dude.
And he.
Okay. There was a big controversy a few years ago on Survivor because
Oh
Jeff
yes, right
was-
at the beginning of the season.
'cause there were a few gay individuals in the group, and he was calling for like 40 seasons. He's been calling, okay, guys, let's go, guys, let's do this, guys.
Oh, jeez.
And then he goes,
The whole group.
Yeah, to the group. He goes, does the word guys offend anybody? And at first, all of them said, no, we don't care. It's just a common term. Nobody
Yeah,
gives.
right.
The next episode, they made the gay guy come out and say, well, after thinking about it, that kind of offends me. And then the rest of the group is like, yeah, it offends us too. And Jeff's like, I will never use that term again. I'm like, oh my God, how stupid that was.
Didn't you almost stop watching?
I did stop
Survivor?
watching it after that because I'm like, if you're going to go that ridiculous, I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm sorry.
Well,
And if
that
you-
was obviously scripted, and it's a reality
when
show.
you go on
lot
like the
of reality
Survivor,
shows are scripted.
when you go on the Survivor
reality
Facebook
shows are
page,
scripted.
go look at the comments. People still bring it up. Hey guys, how's all the guys in the chat doing today? I'm like,
Oh,
oh my
really?
God, so stupid. It's like you're making up things to be offended about. Anyway, moving on. I will never be expected to change my name upon marriage or questioned if I don't want to. No one has to change their name. That's stupid.
Yeah.
The decision to hire
Women
me,
don't even change their name. Just
some
straight
don't.
women getting married to men don't
Who cares?
change their name
Yeah,
half
and
the
that's
time.
also what. Who cares? Non-issue. The decision to hire me will not be based on assumptions about whether I might choose to have a family sometime. That's more of a
And
woman
women
having
have
to
had
worry
that
about it.
problem forever too.
Well, hold on. Remember, this doesn't say cisgender male. It's just cisgender.
That's true.
Yeah, but this is
Right.
But that's
so
something they would
but
have
this
to worry
is
about.
something that women have to worry about all the time.
You know what?
Cisgender women.
You know what bothers me about this whole issue?
reread the question.
What number was it?
The pregnancy one or making a family.
28.
Oh, 28. So the
28.
decision to hire me will not be based on assumptions about whether or not I might choose to have a
Yeah,
family.
that's a woman's problem.
right.
That's
So
all the time.
They
That's-
might still run into that. So that could be one of the ones that you say.
But a
doesn't
woman
actually
is-
It has
apply.
nothing to do with
But a
being
woman
trans.
is cisgender.
It's not
or
supposed
anything
to.
else.
It's not supposed to.
Right.
This
but,
is the cisgender list for like the 10th time.
yeah,
a
but a woman is
privilege-
cisgender.
A privilege, right? Well, I'm saying a cisgender is a woman too.
Right, so this is something a woman might run into. So that's what we're saying is this does not apply to. It's not an accurate statement.
No, what they're saying because
No.
it's a privilege for us that they don't have to worry about it.
Right. That's
This
cisgender
is something
person.
a cisgender person does not have to worry about because they're
It
privileged.
doesn't actually say that on here. That's
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 exactly
what
what
this
it
whole
says.
list is.
Did you see that at the top of the list? Or
It's
you,
privileges.
Cisgender privilege.
I know, but it doesn't. All that means is that cisgender people have that privilege. It doesn't automatically mean that trans people don't. It's just that's the implication you're taking.
That's exactly what was.
Show me where on the list where it says that.
Crickets.
All it says is that it's cisgender privilege. It doesn't say anything about any other.
But a woman. Let me just take 1 second. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
No,
go
you
long.
got time.
A woman born as a female
Correct.
that identifies as a woman is a cisgender female, right?
Correct.
if she's in her 20s, they're going to worry about you might want to start a family and you're going to be gone for 6 months.
Art, I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is we're pointing out how some of these things aren't accurate to what they're trying to say they're accurate to. Right?
So you're saying it's not accurate.
So you agree with us?
Oh, the way you were saying it sounds like you agreed with it.
No, there was kind of kicking you back on your "you're right" thing because hey, look, that's on the
That's not
list
what he
and that's
said,
not correct.
I think he's backpedaling.
That's a good backpedal.
I'm not. But that was my point on the last episode.
He's going to
These things aren't
rewind
right.
this again, and he's going to say he's right again now.
That's fine.
And you're going to have to deal with it.
I can't deal with it much more.
29. Every major religion in the world is led primarily by people of my own gender. Even God in most major religions is pictured as a male. Okay, well,
So then this is only now again that would be for males,
yeah,
not women, even if they're cisgender.
correct.
So
it
again,
should, even, that should be on.
that should not be
That
on
should
the
be on the
list either.
cisgender male list if they're going to put it on anything.
Right.
And I don't know. That goes by your whole belief
Is
system.
there going to be a
anyway.
cisgender male and female
Yes,
list too?
there no, not female, just male.
Just male?
We got straight
Someone-
cisgender
yeah, a lot of
and then
these will be,
cisgender male. There's going to be a lot of repeats, I think.
Right.
If I have a wife or living girlfriend, chances are we'll divide up household chores. That she does most of the labor, and in particular the most repetitive and rewarding
unrewarding.
tasks.
How
I don't
petty.
even know what that means, honestly.
So they're going to make like the woman has to do the dishes. I guess they're saying like
Well, I mean,
very. You know.
Well,
this is something I can get behind.
It says most of the labor. So they're saying like women would have to mow the lawn. They would have to do like anything that's labor intensive.
You know what?
Unrewarding is kind of
Mowing the lawn is very rewarding.
Love it.
Sort of subjective.
Making the bed, like I find that rewarding, and everything's nice.
And I love mowing the lawn. You
Oh,
can
and
see that
I
nice
agree.
straight edge when you're done. It's nice.
But like I said, the privilege word comes in again, and none of these are privileges.
No, it's not. I wish we were in this class.
So do I.
They would be glad we weren't though, because this would take all day. This would be
All day long.
Yeah, more than one
Well,
class.
we're at like 40 minutes here, and we haven't even gotten through this entire list yet.
Jesus.
That's probably longer than the class.
We should skip some of these probably.
We're
This
almost,
is probably
this
too
is the
long.
end.
All right.
If I have children with my girlfriend or wife, I can expect her to do most of the basic child care, such as changing diapers and feeding.
So really, that's exactly the same as the last one. Again, You're just
Same
like-
thing. You're right. If I have children with my wife or girlfriend, and it turns out that one of us needs to make career sacrifices to raise the kids, chances are we'll both assume the career sacrifices should be hers.
I don't think that's anything
No,
that
has
this.
nothing to even do with this topic.
But I think nowadays, just regular a straight man and woman marriage, they would discuss that. It's not
Right.
cut and dry anymore. That she's the one that's going to
I
stay
would
home.
say if she makes more than me, my ass is staying home. Thank
Big
you.
Bang Theory, Howard wanted to stay
Yeah,
home with the
I
kids.
have no issue with that at all.
Because Bernadette made way more money than him.
Maybe we're way more progressive than we think we are.
We
Is that
are. We're
possible?
very
You think we're
progressive.
more progressive?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm on the wrong side.
We might be more liberal than we thought.
Oh, assuming I'm a heterosexual, magazines, billboards, televisions, movies, pornography, and virtually all of media is filled with images of scantily clad women intended to appeal to me sexually. Such images of men exist but are rarer.
Well, that's a true statement. I
Well,
would say.
stand by.
It is.
Of all the shows that I've watched, probably in the last few years, and I see the they give the what's in it. This is TVMA because of this and this, and I see nudity. I'm gonna say 70% of the time it's some man's ass I'm looking at.
Yeah, but that wasn't always the case.
It wasn't always the case, but we're talking now. This is now. This isn't 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
You know what I wonder?
It's flipped the other way now. I've seen so much man ass, it's ridiculous.
I wonder when this list was made. Could this have been done 5 years ago?
I wouldn't think so.
Because now a lot of this is already outdated. So possibly this is. Can you check on that? See how long ago this list
Yeah,
was even
that
made.
would be good information, but hey, what are you doing over there?
I'm getting bored is what I'm doing.
Oh, I'm sorry that we're boring you with our whatever it is.
Usually when you have
Or
a list
stuff.
of 40 things, you want to hit like the 10
This is
best.
a long. Well, we don't know what the 10 best are because we're reading them. Oh my god! All right. In general, I'm under much less pressure to be thin. Bullshit. It's fucking nonsense. Everyone wants to be in shape. If I'm a heterosexual, it's incredibly unlikely that I'll be beaten by a spouse or a lover. What the hell does that even mean?
That they're saying that trans and gay people have greater domestic violence.
By domestic violence, I would say that's completely the wrong way.
Tell that to my wife.
Yeah, she beats him all the time.
Yeah.
He deserves it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not.
Don't upset her.
Yeah. She'd get very mad.
Any of you.
But that I would say more straight women that are married to men have a much higher likelihood of being beaten by the man.
I don't know whether that's true or not. I couldn't say.
I would say percentage wise, we can look that up, but I bet it's true.
Okay.
Strangers generally do not walk up to me on the street and tell me to smile. That's fucking
What?
stupid. Sexual harassment on the street virtually never it happens to me all the time. So whatever, that's fine. Let's keep it moving.
I do not need to follow every woman through public space.
On average,
okay.
I'm not interrupted by women as much. On average, I'm not interrupted by women as often as women are interrupted by men. He interrupts everybody on this podcast constantly. Terrible. That was it. That was
I
the whole
raised
list.
my hand.
Today you're doing better.
You did raise your hand.
Today you're doing better. Usually Nabil's trying to get his point across, which I don't agree with most of the time. But
Is
still,
that the
I like to let
protocol?
him.
Should we be raising our hands?
Yes.
Ooh, maybe we'll do that from now on. I do it at the bar when I need service. Need a drink. Pointing up to it. But
Did you watch Welcome Back, Cotter?
oh, okay, let's reel it in.
seen
We're not
it.
talking about Welcome Back, Cotter. Let's finish up the segment. Now, there are maybe 2 or 3 things on this list that I would actually say, okay, I get why you're worried about that, and maybe it should be a valid point that should be addressed. The other 36 are complete and utter bullshit.
And a lot of them are, a good number of them are internal ones to those individuals, which I probably do understand, but I mean,
Right, but that's on them.
and a bunch of those were nitpicky, which they're completely ridiculous. Shoes and clothes as 2 separate things. I mean,
There's no way of ever getting the answer, but I'd love to know whoever compiled this list. Were there others on there that whoever made this
Didn't make the cut?
I don't know how to put that on.
39
That seems kinda weird, yeah.
39 is a weird number.
That is a weird number to stop on.
all right,
But
we
where
should
are
stop.
you guys, I mean, on the list as far as, do you agree with, there's 39 of them. How many of that list, because we basically went through all of them. How many of that list would you actually agree with and say, maybe I understand that, and that's something that should
Yeah,
be
there were a
addressed?
handful of them.
I'd
there,
have
for
to,
sure.
I'd say 4 or 5, maybe. I'd have to go through and count them, but a few. There were a few.
I would say
I
there's
think
more.
that there's probably a handful, like you said, that are bullshit. I think there's a handful that I think like make sense in some context.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's probably like 33% in like 3 categories, like bullshit, makes sense, and then what was the third one that we said? It was like I don't know. I think there was a third category somewhere in there that's not quite bullshit and not quite doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But
Well, a lot of these, like you said, might be personalized. Like you
Yeah.
as a person
Yeah, yeah,
feel
yeah.
like
Yeah.
this.
So, yeah,
even
that's
though there's no basis in reality for you to feel
Like
that way.
internal stress for them in their life every day. That
and,
could
and
be.
things that bother people up here don't make sense on their face. So it's like, it can make sense that it doesn't make sense.
Right.
That would have even been a better way to approach it. For me, this is not my syllabus, but
Right.
it should have been like for the people in the straight community or cisgender or whatever to understand the stresses that these non-binary people deal with every day. That would be fine.
That's something like that I could understand.
Yes.
That would make more sense than calling and saying I have privilege because I don't believe a lot of this stuff.
Yes.
Or that I don't have to worry about a lot of this stuff. We have a whole different. Are they going to go over things we do actually worry about every day?
Maybe we're growing a little bit.
I don't know about that. Let's not go crazy. I still think this is a complete and utter waste of time in Syracuse University, where they could be teaching these kids actual life things they can use every single day.
Like how to make a perfect grilled cheese.
That too, Nabil. That could be a good
Yeah.
choice. But now, would it be a woman making a grilled cheese?
Yeah, because that's repetitive.
I didn't name a gender.
Okay.
It's repetitive and
I saw a
unrewarding.
look in your eye. I
You'd have
didn't
to
know.
use the,
I was thinking about the
orange
grilled
slice of
cheese.
I made a grilled cheese sandwich the other day. I put a nice slice of tomato on there. Oh, so good.
Okay, so we're going from gender studies to fucking grilled cheese
Culinary
sandwiches.
arts.
No, that's good.
I took culinary arts
So did
in
I.
high school.
That's something you should be taking.
Yeah, that is-
Home economics, home repair, automotive repair, investing, balancing a checkbook. This is the shit people need,
People
not
don't have
this.
checkbooks anymore.
Like you said, there's a handful that I think we can all agree with that were actually legitimate complaints and concerns. And if they had taken just a few that we think are right and did it with every part of the syllabus, it'd be a one-day course.
No.
Right, it's almost like 3 categories. All right, that makes sense. That's a stretch, or get it out of here.
That's complete utter nonsense. And for me, I would say 80% of this is complete and utter nonsense. I'll agree with, like I said, maybe
Yeah,
3
I-
to 5
I
topics.
agree with somewhere in that vicinity.
I don't know. Well, for you people taking this, hopefully you get a different perspective. Not only someone pushing this agenda, but actually use your brain. Do you have some common sense? And I don't know. Think for yourself. That's all I can say. Stop being controlled by whatever the media is driving and whatever teachers are pushing. Think for yourself. That's what college is for, not to be indoctrinated.
Okay, guys.
I'm getting fired up. Okay, guys. See, you just survived us. All right, that's it for this section. If you guys have any comments, if you think we were being assholes, which some of them I was an asshole on, I'm not going to lie.
It's not the first time.
No, not the first time. If you have anything you want to input, or if you have any opinion, or if you have this, I would love. If anybody has ever experienced any of this in this community and you want to come on and talk to us about it, we would love to have you on. That would be fantastic.
Even if anybody wanted to put in the comments, it'd be
In the
something.
comments would be cool too, but I would love to have someone here just to tell us
Yeah.
what happened and why you think this way. Because I don't understand. I cannot wrap my head around it. I'm sorry, I can't.
Because your brain's not wired to.
That's part of it. Yeah.
All brains don't have to be
That's what
wired
I'm
to.
saying. That would be a good course. I mean, would make more sense to try to help us understand
Why
what
you
these
feel
people
this
are.
way, right.
Yeah, things that they're going through that we don't even think of. And I think that's kind of where they meant to go. I don't
Which
know.
is
I
what
don't
they
know.
should have said at the very beginning.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
That's it.
Peace.
Thank
Bye.
you. Boop.
Out.
Thank you for watching Two Studs and a Dud. Please like, subscribe, and share this video.